Yeah, we're doing this again. Now I know what you're saying. Why are we doing this again? Because I can. And I want to. So let's get into this because I don't have much time. Okay. So I'm gonna say I'm gonna say Deku's riding down the street with his 6'4". Okay, I really gotta stop. I really gotta stop with these jokes. Okay, let's say Izuku's riding down the street because he's 15, and I'm pretty sure at the age of 15 you can get a car. So he has his driver license. I'm gonna say he rides a foreign. Don't ask why he's in the hood driving a foreign. I'm just gonna say he drives a foreign. Maybe his dad was rich and his dad just didn't want to be with his mom, but his dad still cared about him a little tiny little bit. So he bought him one thing for his birthday. And then his dad died the year after, so the car is kind of special to him. Now, now, Azuku would see a girl walking down the street, basically skipping, and it's Toga. Now she doesn't have a knife in her hand. Um, I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Toga being her cute self most of the time, not when she's physically insane, but when she's acting normal. She looks like this, not like, a psychopath. So, I'm just gonna pick this picture instead because it makes a lot more sense. So she's walking down the street, and Izuku sees her, and he like, dang, she thick, thick. Let me stop. 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 But basically, Izuku stops his car, and basically he parks it in front of, not in front of her, but like in a parking space. And then he walks up to Toga and then he says, "Hey." And Toga's like, "Hey." He then says, "Hey, you look pretty cute," which shocks Toga somehow because nobody's really ever said that to her. So she basically says thank you, and she keeps on walking with him, and they have a good conversation for like a few minutes. And basically, Toga says, "You want to take this to my house?" Now, Izuku takes this in the way of sexually, but for real, Toga's just like, "You want to come to my house and have a conversation?" Because, well, she doesn't really have anything in mind. Which, then they go to the house, and basically, they're having a conversation just sitting down on the floor. And Azuku then comes out and says, "Okay, I like you." Okay, stop. He says, "Hey, trying to have some sex?" And she says, "What?" He's like, "Never mind." Because Azuku, he isn't one of those people that would just straight up have sex with a person that doesn't know what sex is. So he says, "Never mind." But Toga says, "No, let's do that." And, you know, they do that, and give it a. I'm sorry. I'm making way too many jokes. But, basically, they do that. And to- Toga and him are just on the bed, just looking up at the sky. And Toga's like, wow. Just wow. Wow. Like, all she can say is wow. Like, straight up. And Azuku's like, she kinda cute. I might have to lock this down. I might have to lock this down. But Toga basically asks if they want if they can be in a relationship, and of course Azuka says yes. Which I'm gonna say inside of this one, she is still a part of the villains, and Azuku Azuku then gets a call from Toga, and you guys know what I'm gonna do here, right? You have to know what I'm about to do here. She calls him, and then he asks her why she called him, and then she said, "Well, my mom told me if I ever do anything like that, then I should take a pregnancy test." And then he says, "Please, please, please don't tell me it had a plus sign on it." And then Toga then says, "It looks like we're having a baby." And the freaking Azuku was driving and he almost crashed. He's like, "Fuck." He screams, "Fuck." He's like, "Fuck, fuck, 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 fuck. I am not." Damn. He's just basically fucking panicking and shit. Which, Toga's still on the phone, and she basically has the phone away from her face, her ear, because he's just yelling like, "This Suzuku." He on this type vibes, like he on shady type vibes, and then he's like, "If it's a girl, after it's born, I'm gonna stay. But I swear to God, if I have to deal with a boy, I swear I swear on I swear on King Von's death. Nah, I'm gonna say G Herbo's life." He says, "I swear on G Herbo's life. I swear I am going to back to freaking America, and I am never coming back." And then Toga's like, "But aren't you supposed to take care of the baby?" And then Azuku basically just face palms. He's like, I'm gonna I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to teach her about the basics of life." But yeah, Azuku then goes to school all sad, and basically Azuku, since he's he isn't bad looking like at all. He's actually handsome. So the girls inside of his class are basically asking him what's wrong, and Azuku's just not answering. And basically, Todoroki comes over, and he's like, "What's wrong? The girls wanted me to check on you since I'm literally the person with the least amount of emotion. You know how people are." And he looks at Todoroki, and then Todoroki instantly gets the message. One tear falls down Todoroki's face, and then he puts a hand on Azuku's shoulder. He's like, "I feel your pain." And basically tears are just like falling down Todoroki's face. And everybody's like, what happened to him? Did his mom die or something?" And then basically Todoroki tells the class, because Izuku's basically like, he's just moping. He's on little peep type vibes. And basically all the guys in the room basically just mourn. Just mourn like Izuku's already dead. Now the girls are like, "It's really not that bad," but all the boys inside the class are like, "Not that bad. If we don't want to take care of a child, we have to pay child support. If we do want to take care of a child, we have to pay for food, which is even more expensive than child support. This is a fucking lose-lose situation, nigga." Well, that's what Azuku says, because he's literally the only one allowed to say nigga since he's the only black one in class. And basically all the girls are just freaking butthurt because, you know what? I don't even know why. Now the teacher then gets up and then says, "Okay, class, enough about Izuku getting a girl pregnant. Now it's time for now it's time to do the quirk analysis, which, you know, the teacher says throw the ball at Zuko since he got the um best score, which Azuku then puts shadow all around his body and then throws the ball, which has a shadow around it, like it was a shadow formed around it, and basically he pushes it as far as he possibly can, and then the scale thing says infinity, because he controls shadows completely, no limits to it. Like if it's not like, I'm gonna say this, if it's not inside of artificial light, then he can control the shadows as much as he wants. Like he can make a shadow literally come off of the ground and hit somebody. But if it's inside of artificial light, he can't move them off the ground. All he can do is just apply it to his body and or make a dome with the shadow. Can't really make it physical. So yeah. And everybody's like, okay. So strength analysis, I'm not gonna make him too strong. I'm gonna say he gets about the same strength as a car hitting a person, that much strength. And I'm gonna say 1 ton pounds of force applied to it. So everybody's like, if he punches us, he could break all the bones in our body. The jumping analysis, he literally just flies. The speed one, he just teleports through shadows. And Azuku basically gets top score again. So they go to class, and Azuku's still sad, mind you, and he basically does all the classwork and goes back home, which then he has to tell his mother. Which, if you don't know how black moms are, let's just say he doesn't have a place to live anymore. So Azuku gonna have to make the hard choice to involve himself with the gang. And guess I'm gonna have to go for gang. You guys know what gang I'm gonna pick, right? He goes with the Crips. Come on, stop playing with me. Stop playing with me. But yeah, he goes with the Crips, and basically his mom said, "I'll give you a few days to make some money, and then you have to get the fuck out my house because I'm not paying for a child." So Azuku basically stays inside the gang long enough to buy a house, which is I'll just go along with the anime and then I'm gonna say when he leaves. So next day, hero versus villain. Now in hero versus villain, Azuku says, "Okay, look, if I break any bones inside of any of your bodies, I apologize. If I accidentally kill you, I also apologize. Because sometimes I could accidentally apply too much from force. Because I can't really feel how hard the shadows are punching or hitting or anything. Which all of this is going on in artificial light. So he can't really move them off the ground. The only thing that he can control is how hard he punches if he involves his body around shadows, which he's gonna do. Now his plan is to lead both of them away from the bomb. So Bakugo goes flying into the room with explosions, and Azuku basically he basically thought this was gonna happen, so he puts a shadow underneath him, throwing him into the shadow dimension. Which the reason that none of the people inside the shadow dimension met them was because he teleported him to a random spot in the shadow dimension. But he always knows where he is somehow. So basically, he runs into the room where Ida is, and he leads Ida very far away from the bomb. And then by the time he's all the way out there, Ida didn't find out what his plan was. Which at that point is too late. He teleports and then uses the shadow of um of the bomb to touch the bomb and then win. Which then All Might says, "Hero team wins." And Bakugo's pulled back out of the shadow dimension, of course, in a shadow, or else he would die from, his skin being weak after coming out of the shadow dimension. And basically, Bakugo is knocked out. Instead of his time frame, he was in there for a few days. It doesn't physically age him, but if he went back to the Shadow Realm, he would be the same age. I mean, he would be inside the same state that he was before. Basically, time and reality moves different inside the Shadow Realm. Now, here comes my favorite part. They don't go to the USJ. Nope, 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 not yet. Because I'm going to save that for the next part. Actually, the USJ, I'm just gonna say for plot reasons it gets hit by a meteorite. Now, it's gonna take them at least a few days to rebuild the USJ. So basically, what Izuku does in that time, he just goes on a bunch of missions. Like, he doesn't care what missions they are. He's basically assassinating people, giving out drugs. He shipping guns to people. And basically anybody that tried to betray the gang, he basically just teleported out of there, told the gang, killed them all, got the information to kill them all, or to leave them alone for now. And then he did what he was told to do. Which by these few days, Izuku made enough money to actually move out of his mama's house. Which he does carry a blue flag in his back pocket, but only on the left side, because yeah, that's the crib side. Let me stop. No Snoop Dogg references. So anyway, he decides, okay, since I'm gonna have a kid anyway, he decides to let Toga move in with him, which he has a 3-bedroom house. No, I'm gonna say 4. And he has a shower and a kitchen and a living room. So that unincludes the living room, the kitchen, and the bathroom. So, wrong thing. So, yeah. Now, he then walks to Toga's house and then asks her, does she want to move in with him? And she's like, fuck it. And she moves in with Izuku. Now, Izuku's basically very, very happy, like so happy to the point he has this face on. Now, there's something hidden beneath this face. He says, "I heard, I heard. Once you move in, that's the next step. I mean, like, I can do whatever I want. Nobody would know. Nobody would judge. And she's already pregnant. So the worst that can happen is that she has twins, which wouldn't be that bad. So, he gets down or lays down, and he chooses to get down. So he gets down with Toga, and basically they do this for the past few nights. And Toga's like, "Dang, I am tired." He's like, "I got that one beater defeater. Don't play with me, bruh." Anytime. In a matter of a week, she got tired. And they aren't even old. They're young as fuck, and she's tired. Okay. So basically Toga tells him that she's involved with the villains. Which Zuko isn't happy at all. He's pretty angry, not with Toga, but with the fact that he's gonna have to come up with a new shadow move, just in case they either try to break in, try to come to his school, or try to hurt his children once they're born. Well, hurt his child once his child is born. So he comes up with a new move. Now his new move is more destruction wise. Now it doesn't destroy that actual area, but it's basically toxic to humans. I'll tell you what the move does next episode, because that's where I'm gonna leave it off. You really thought. So, I'm Moon Dust with this. I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then hit the subscribe button, show this to your friends. I work extremely, extremely hard to put out these videos to you. I have to get a time that I'm not inside of school, or working, or people aren't calling me to make these videos. So I'd appreciate it if you get me to 60 subs today, or maybe even 63. So I'll see you guys later. Hope you guys enjoyed this part of What If Deku Was Black, and I'll see you guys later. See ya, my nigga. Bye. No lies, Koshi.